Hey guys, I'm Andrei, a certified tour guide in Minsk, Belarus, and this is a biased COVID report about Belarus from early May. It's biased because I'm not a journalist and what's happening I don't quite like, and the people I'm interviewing might or might not have the same opinion as I do to give you a more or less accurate picture of the recent state of things. The figures so far are as follows. We have over 20,000 confirmed cases of the virus, and we have over 110 deaths confirmed by the health ministry, which is a lot, I guess. There is no lockdown on the country whatsoever, not the American or the British or the Italian way. There's just self-quarantine for people arriving to Belarus, which means you can't leave sooner than 14 days after you have landed here. And I guess you have to be attached to one address, though I don't know the details so far. This is a policy with indefinite period, so it might or might not be cancelled in a month or something like this. So far the virus is picking up, and so far the peaks occur in the statistics 5 days after the religious holidays or social events, which the government hasn't entirely banned. Concerts and some other mass events are being rescheduled, and some of them are getting cancelled, but religious holidays like Easter for Catholics and for the Russian Orthodox were followed by a surge in the cases reported, and sadly enough those Saturday works known from the Soviet times gathered a lot of people and were followed by another peak report with some 900 cases of sick in a day, which is not quite good. Right now the capital is getting ready for the parade. The Victory Day parade is going to be held tomorrow, and the military vehicles and everything, festivities, fireworks are going to get their share of audience. I guess the medics might have their own opinion on that, but it will not be broadcast on the national TV. And the things are being painted, mounted, fixed, repaired, media covered. Just as we speak, you might even hear some noises from behind. I've managed to talk to a few people directly involved in the anti-virus effort. That's the volunteers, one of the first and one of the largest massive initiatives by the private individuals, BY COVID-19. I talked to the guys yesterday. Let's hear what they have to say about things. I'm at the warehouse of the volunteers, a private initiative to tackle the virus issues in Minsk and across Belarus, right? This is Nadia, one of the coordinators.
Hi there.
My question is, Nadia, how did this private initiative shape up? It's a non-governmental private initiative by the volunteers, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So we decided to do something really useful for the country. We decided that we need to run something really cool at the end of March, and guys decided to start a crowdfunding campaign to collect some money to buy to buy different supplies for medicines. That's how it started.
As a civilian, non-medical person, as a tour guide, I know that healthcare people are underpaid and probably undersupplied. Initially, what were the most required supplies to the healthcare guys?
For sure, it was respirators with the FFP2 and FFP3 class of protection. This is surgical mask, and if you use surgical mask, it's very good to use a transparent screen in front of the face. Our friends from Hackerspace were printing them for more than 1 month, and they printed, they were in cooperation with the Ministry of Health, and they announced that they will print around 1,500 of these transparent visors, and totally they did something like 35,000 of them. Generally, we try to cooperate with the administration of the clinic because we need to do everything legally.
Yeah, by the book, and the book is very thick, you know, guys.
Yes, that's why we cooperate with the administration, but we try to follow their spreads among the departments. So if, for example, we have request from one department, but we know from a few days after that they didn't get it. We called the administration and asked why.
To raise donations from outside Belarus, you have a PayPal account. It's official, and you can have some money from the subscribers who can pass a few pennies, like $5 or $10 or anything, and that would be useful. What are the most necessary supplies right now? What are you guys lacking, kind of?
Well, to be honest, there are two kinds of supplies that we really do need all the time. It's respirators and protective suits like Tyvek.
3M respirators, right?
3M is desirable, but we understand that there is lack of them all over the world. So we'll be really happy with anything like that.
That's right.
We bought some, for example, some pulse oximeters and infrared thermometers, and we bought them in Poland and in Germany and in Switzerland with our money that we fundraised from the foreign accounts. And with the help of our Ministry of International Affairs, we transferred these pulse oximeters to Belarus. So now, tomorrow, we will spread those pulse oximeters all around the country.
And we will not go to the parade. My last question.
For sure, no. Yeah.
So the best advice here is stay at home.
Yeah, just stay home and Google what can happen to you.
And don't go to the parade. Thank you very much, Nadia. Best of luck. I hope that people will find a few pennies to wire you guys. Thanks very much, and regards from Minsk.
Good.
Obviously, businesses are affected by the state of things, by the virus. There's no lockdown, so the rentals, the loans and everything, it's all running. And while the government is kind of trying to work out the countermeasures to sort of save the businesses realize that there will not be no salvation from the side. So I talked to a few players here. One of them is a museum director with a very interesting initiative. It's the museum called Mini Belarus. Evgeny, let's ask him a couple of questions. We are in the museum, Mini Belarus. This is the founder, Evgeny, and the director, and he is having pretty bad issues right now. Evgeny, could you tell us how bad is it for your museum?
Ну, я бы сказал, что то, что сейчас происходит, это фатально, потому что такое происходит впервые в туристической индустрии, опять же, общаясь с другими представителями музеев, туроператоров. И если говорить конкретно про музей миниатюр, страну мини, то упал трафик по результатам апреля на 99,5%. И самое ужасное и печальное то, что не видно дна, не говоря уже про какой-то свет в конце тоннеля. И я думаю, что строить какие-то прогнозы на данном этапе еще вещь неблагодарная, но уже в принципе плюс-минус широкими мазками понятно.
As a player in your industry, and basically it's our industry, it's tourism, do you see any moves from the government to help us out, or the players like yourself? You have rent, you have employees, you have taxes to pay, you have pension fund to wire some money. How will it work, you think? Is there anything happening?
Совсем недавно только был подписан указ президента, и, как мне кажется, в данный момент на местах люди, которые должны принимать решения, они еще думают и сами до конца не представляют, как действовать в этой ситуации. Но очевидно одно, что в первую очередь будут спасать госсектор, государственные музеи, туристические операторы государственные и прочие компании. С арендатором у меня отношения замечательные, вот, поэтому они изначально сделали определенные уступки, за что им очень признателен. Вот. Но в данный момент очень сложно оценить даже этот широкий жест, вот, потому что фактически посетителей нет. Вот, и я думаю, что первые пойдут только в июле, а какой-то поток, чтобы он восстановился хотя бы на процентов 70-80, это пройдет ориентировочно где-то, я думаю, месяцев 6-8, то есть это где-то к Новому году.
Evgeny, thank you very much for your time. I'm hoping as a tour guide that things will get better sooner or later. So far we must stay at home, but after all the things go through, we hope that we will get some traffic into your museum. Thank you very much. It was nice to meet you. Catering is one of the spheres that are badly hit by the virus. On a daily basis you might hear owners reporting a drop, complaining about a drop in traffic. People have stopped taking their coffees, sitting and chatting around in the places. But as I pass by some cafes and restaurants, people haven't entirely abandoned them. So let's hear a cafe owner about the state of things and ask him a couple of questions. Good afternoon, Pavel. Great to see you. Pavel owns a few cafes in Minsk. They're pretty small spots. I mean, they're not luxury restaurants. And my first question to Pavel is smaller places and luxury places, are they equally hit by the crisis?
Well, hi, my name is Paul. Yeah, I'm the owner of the chain of mobile and local coffee shops in Belarus, in Minsk. Right now it's quite a complicated situation due to this coronavirus. And of course all of us started from restaurants, from the bars, coffee shops, and as well as the tour companies. Well, they have big problems. First of all, it's because of the situation in the city, where people are afraid to come to the coffee shops and to different spots in order not to be in danger. So that's why, well, most of the time all the tables are empty and people who are coming up here to any of my coffee shops or other restaurants, they most of the time they take it away. So all the desserts, everything that I have, it's complicated to sell or even to give them, because they don't really want to sit and enjoy their coffee like it used to be. In order to cut my expenses, I have decided to make my own desserts, cakes, pancakes, or whatever it possible.
I like the apple pie.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Well, we've tried our best. So right now, due to these issues, people, first of all, they cut it in the salary. Salaries are very low now, and as far as I know, around 30% of the of the residents are well, they lost their jobs. So, and it's really complicated. Yeah, so of course employees are willing to work, they're ready to do it, and some of them became good friends of mine, like it's a family anyway. So it's really complicated because the rent that we pay, first of all, are in euros, unfortunately, not in Belarusian rubles. So it's the issue. Then the other facilities such as the electricity, the hot water and everything so from December 2019 became 15% more expensive, which is also another issue that we cannot argue with. Well, as what concerns the restaurants and like luxury bars or coffee shops, it's also quite complicated for them, and it's they're also in danger since they have much more things to do. And then, for example, in the restaurant you have to have everything, like a soup, a salad, and all the dishes, all the fishes, or whatever it is. And of course the employees there also definitely get much more salaries, and the profit is not bad, but still there are too many expenses and too many risks. It's a bit hard for me to say exactly how hard for them, but I'm totally sure that it's the same issue.
Weddings and other things,
yeah,
cancelled reservations and all, people
absolutely
self-isolate,
yeah,
cut the expenses and stuff. Not that it matters, if not necessarily, if I want to open a cafe like this, larger place maybe, and I want to borrow from the bank, say $60,000, what interest rate in a year, and I'm saying that for my Americans because they're normally shocked by these figures, what interest rate am I paying to the bank per year? And that's going to be in rubles.
Yeah, well, it's around from 17 till 25% a year. Well, I hope that, well, everything will be okay. At least we will be alive.
Sooner or later.
Yeah, well, but it's really complicated to say, unfortunately. So that's why I'm as the owner have to work in the coffee shop. Well, I'm enjoying myself. First of all, I see the people, clients, I talk to them, I see what they want. So it's another step of surviving.
Feedback.
Yeah, exactly, because it's, well, basically from eye to eye we're talking and we're discussing, and I see what's going on inside and outside.
Pavel, I thank you very much for your time. Best of luck with your customers. I hope in 2 months or so we'll be having your coffees more often.
Let's hope so. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, guys, as you can see from the things that are happening, we might or might not see heavier measures against the virus enforced after the May the 9th holidays. We might get another peak of cases reported. I hope that I'll remain an ex-tour guide until June or July, and that's optimistic way of thinking, I guess. In any event, in late May I'm hoping to post another update. Thank you very much for watching. Ask and comment underneath the video. Push a like if you enjoyed my video, and I hope I'll be able to answer your questions or report some interesting things from here in future, and hopefully to see you in this lovely European destination someday in some midsummer. Thank you very much, and best regards from Belarus. Stay safe.